Hi, my name is Kylie and welcome to the Human Happiness video tutorial on how to attract the perfect partner. Now you might be thinking to yourself, attracting the perfect partner, that sounds like a pretty unreachable goal, a fantasy, something that you just dream about. But I'm here to tell you that not only is that possible, attracting the perfect partner, but something that a lot more interesting is going on as well, that you're going to be able to utilize to attract your dream partner. Now what is that? The very moment that you make a decision to attract a partner, you will always attract a partner, whether you realize it or not. And that partner will always be the perfect partner for you at that exact moment in time. Now, how can this be useful to you? You might be thinking this is completely useless information and how could that possibly be true? What actually happens is, when you attract someone, sometimes you don't even realize that you've attracted them, okay? Because they don't actually fit the perfect mold of what you think is the perfect partner. So they might not fit your ideal values of what you think is a perfect partner. But I assure you, you definitely have attracted someone. Now, to be able to fully understand how this concept works and how to harness it for your own benefit and to attract your dream partner, you first need to understand the concept of the law of attraction relevant to this. So the law of attraction states that whatever you think, and including what you believe, is actually what you attract in your reality. Now, that's the law of attraction, and I'm actually talking about, I'm not talking about what your consciousness is actually thinking. So you in your conscious state right now, what you think about yourself, about your life, about what you have and what you don't have. I'm actually talking about what your subconscious or your ego is actually thinking. Now, something really interesting, which is a really key point here, what your ego thinks is often in perfect contradiction to what your consciousness thinks. Okay? Because your ego, what you're actually trying to do in your conscious state is, well, what your ego is trying to do is to actually hide what it actually thinks from the world. And so in your consciousness, you think something is completely different to what it is. Now, this might not be making very much sense right now, but bear with me because it's actually really quite relevant. Let me just give you an example. A person may behave as if they really don't care, as if they've got almost no emotions whatsoever, almost like a robot. They actually might be quite rude, quite insensitive, and they might actually be resisting any emotional or physical intimacy with anybody. And they might be shutting out family and friends, and they may even be behaving as if they think that this is okay, that they're all right with it, and that they really don't care. Now, your first initial assessment of somebody like that might be, okay, this person is completely insensitive, they really don't care, they have no emotions, they're rude, and they're not interested in any sort of intimacy whatsoever. But what's actually going on, this is a pretty good example, what's actually going on behind the scenes is that they're probably one of the more emotionally sensitive people that you have come across. And what they're trying to do is actually hide their sensitivity. And in the conscious state, they're saying, I don't care. And in the subconscious state, in their ego state, they're saying, I'm hurting and I'm feeling really vulnerable. And what this person wants more than just about anything else, unusually, even though it doesn't look like it, is that physical intimacy, is that sensitivity and that ability to express how they're really feeling. But in the reality, they actually look like completely the opposite. So, no matter how hard we try, we will always manifest what it is that our ego is actually thinking and believing, rather than what our conscious state is thinking or believing. Now, why is this a good thing, or why is this interesting information? Well, it's actually really easy to reprogram your ego so that you can actually start to manifest what it is that you truly want. So the next step is, how do you decode, how do you work out what it is that your ego is actually really thinking? What is it that's actually going on in the background here that's causing you to be watching this video, basically, and wanting to attract the perfect partner, and being in a place where you haven't done that yet? So the first thing to do is to see if you can see underneath the facade. See if you can see what's going on behind the scenes. And sometimes this is actually really tricky to do. When I did this work, I had to get somebody else to see it. I had to get someone else to look at it, someone who knew what they were looking for, to see what it is that I had hiding in the background. So it's actually to really take a really close look at it. And what is it that you're trying the absolute hardest to hide from everybody that you know? Okay, what's the worst thing that people could find out about you? Or what's the worst thing that people could accuse you of being or doing? That's going to be one of the keys to your healing journey. And what's your worst nightmare? Really, your worst nightmare. I'm not talking about fear of spiders or jumping out of aeroplanes. I'm actually talking about what is your greatest fear about yourself and what it is that you really don't want people to find out about you. Another way to work this out, another way to sort of explore, if you'd like to explore it, is think about the people that annoy you the most and see if you can work out what it is about them that you don't like about yourself. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to be writing 2 lists. Okay, you're going to be writing a partner list, which is a list of all of the things that you would really love your partner to be. Okay, see if you can keep away from writing down a lot of the superficial things like eye colour, hair colour, weight, employment status, financial status, etc. Okay, and just write down all the things that you really deeply would really love to have with your life partner, the person that you want to spend the rest of your life with. And let loose here. Nobody else is going to see this list, so you can write down all of your deepest dreams, your deepest desires about your life partner, and put that down and just sit with that list. Okay. The other list you're going to write after you've written your partner list is your don't want list. So write a list of all the things that you don't want from a partner. And again, let loose, just keep writing, don't worry about what you're writing down. Write it down as your absolute truth, the things that you really would prefer not to have, and then pause the video while you do this and then come back. Now that you've written your 2 lists, I'm going to be asking you 7 questions, and each time I ask a question, pause the video and write down your reflections, write down your answer to the question. And again, be really brutally honest, write down the answer. Again, nobody's going to see your answers, and this will really help you along the journey to finding your dream partner. So question number 1, this is a fairly easy one. Which list was the easiest to write? Okay, question number 2, which one of the lists flowed and took no time at all to compose? Again, that might be a pretty easy one to answer. Question number 3, how much of the don't want list have you experienced in your past with love relationships, friends, siblings, and quite possibly your parents? Question number 4, how much of the don't want list do you still experience today? Question number 5, how much of the don't want list, when you're really honest with yourself, do you truly believe yourself to be? Question number 6, how much of the want list do you sincerely believe to be impossible? So the list of your partner list, how much of that do you believe impossible to actually have as your partner? Question number 7, how much of the want list do you, in all honesty, believe yourself not to be? And again, be brutally honest, go through the list, go, am I that, as you go through the list. Now, having a close look at your don't want list, this is most likely, if you're really honest with yourself, this is most likely the list that you've actually been focusing on the most when it comes to attracting a partner. So you've actually been focusing on the things you don't want, and so of course when you send out that energy, I don't want someone who, never answers their phone. Okay, so what's going to happen is you're going to keep attracting people who never answer their phone. That's how it works. Okay, that's how the law of attraction works. If you send out the energy that you don't want someone who is rude to you in public, for instance, you're actually going to start sending out to the universe, I want someone who's rude to me in public. And all it is want and rude to me in public. So that's what you end up getting. Okay, so have a really close look at that don't want list and see how much of that you're actually manifesting just by thinking about what it is you don't want anymore. Okay, and the key here with the law of attraction is to move your focus from your don't want list to your want list. Every time you have a thought about something in your don't want list, quickly change the thought, even mid-thought. And when you first start doing it, you might have the whole thought and then change it, and then start to learn, I'm having a thought about what I don't want. No, let's not focus on that. Let's focus on what I do want. Okay, and even say it as a positive affirmation. So, my partner is courteous and considerate to me in public. Instead of, I don't want someone who's rude to me in public. Turn it around. My partner is courteous and considerate to me in public. Just for an example. So, turning your attention from the don't want to the do want is a really crucial part of this exercise. Now your want partner list, the list of all the things that you would really love your partner to be for you, that is kind of your to-do list. Now what do I mean by that? It's actually really important that you are all of those things on your partner list, your want partner list, to yourself before you attract a partner who's actually going to be those things to you. So these things that you want your partner to be to you, you must first be to yourself. And the moment that you are those things to yourself, you will only attract a partner who is those things to their self, and of course in turn those things to you. So that sounds pretty cool, right? But how do we get ourselves to the place where we are all those things on our want list? Okay, there's one word that will do it, and that's healing. Okay, and if you go through my previous videos, I talk about the healing triad. There's 3 parts to a healing journey, and you can start at any part you like or be doing all of them simultaneously, which is a really good idea. One of the parts is removing that negative energy. Okay, you're going to have a lot of energy stuck in your body, stuck in either your physical body, your etheric bodies. Okay, that is to do with your past hurts. Okay, your stories about yourself, your pains from the past, and it's sitting in there, and 1, it's making you sick, and 2, it's blocking you from even thinking about these things on the want list that you actually desire. Okay, some of the ways that you can do this, you can do yoga. That will actually release a lot of the blocked energy. I teach Drew Yoga, of course, and that's a really good way we actually do energy block releases, so that's a really good way to release blocked energy. There's other yogas, of course, that will do that. Also Reiki. Reiki is a really good way, as you probably have seen in my Reiki video, it's a really good way to bring in your prana, your life force energy, basically give you a booster shot of your own life force energy, and of course to release any of that negative energy you've been holding on to. And it's quite specific. When I work with patients, if they've got something stuck in their heart, I'll feel it, and then I'll be able to pull it out if they're ready to let go of it. There's other practices as well. You can do acupuncture, you can do shiatsu massage, you can cranial sacral therapy, tai chi for instance. Those things will also release that energy. So that definitely has to be happening alongside the other 2 parts of the triad. So another part of the triad is actually to reprogram your subconscious. And this is obviously a really big part. Okay, remember I was talking before about what your ego was thinking and what your ego was attracting. What it is that your ego truly believes and is truly thinking is actually what's going to happen in your reality, no matter what you consciously say you're doing. Okay, it's like saying to someone, just quit smoking. Okay, and they go, all right, I'm going to quit smoking. I'm going to be really tough about this. I'm going to quit smoking. But this is just in their conscious state. Their ego still needs the smoking to fill some gap, to fill some hurt that they're dealing with. It's the same as someone who's addicted to chocolate and just say, hey, just give up chocolate. And they're like, right, I'm going to do that. But there's that desperate need to feel loved that person hasn't filled yet. And so if they try to just give up chocolate without actually doing the affirmation work and without releasing that energy, they're actually just going to turn back to the chocolate after their willpower runs out, which could be 2 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever. So the second part is reprogram your subconscious. Now, I believe the most effective way to do that and the most long-lasting way to do that is through affirmations. Okay, you can also use vision boards, and if you'd like to, you could do hypnotherapy. so hypnosis or subliminal messages. I actually prefer affirmations that you actually know what they're saying. That's just me. I just prefer to know what it is I'm programming myself to do. But if you're into subliminal messages, go for it. Third part of the triad, or another part to the triad, there's no particularly more important part. They're all actually really quite important, and they probably need to be done simultaneously if you can manage that. Is out with the old and in with the new. You need to work out what it is you need to let go of, and you need to very consciously put something else in its place. Okay, so I mean, for instance, if you're trying to, as we are here, we're trying to attract the perfect partner and your dream partner. Okay, if you've got old partners still hanging around, okay, so ex-partners still on your Facebook page, still in your phone list on your phone, okay, you need to lose them. All right, there's no such thing as let's be friends with our ex-partners. It doesn't work. Okay, if there's a sexual attraction between you, if there's a history between you, you're not going to move on. Okay, if there's someone that you wish you did have a relationship with that didn't quite work out or never actually came to fruition, and you're still sitting there in hope, again, you need to let go of that. You need to actually delete their number. You need to move on, and you need to actually write a list or write a letter and say, this is not going to happen. This is not in my vision anymore. I actually would like someone who's actually real, who's actually here right now, who's standing in front of me, who wants to be my partner, not someone who's in this fantasy of someone I'd really like to be with. Some people are actually really attracted to the drama of holding on to someone, the sob story. Okay, oh, this is the story of, you know, this person that I met and we really got along, there's a real connection and all of that, and I really wish it happened and blah blah blah. Next thing, you're sitting there alone, okay, and you're wanting to walk through this life with somebody. Okay, what do you need to let go of? Now, a lot of things I'll be saying in this section. Write a list and burn it. Obviously not on a total firebrand day, and make sure you burn it all and bury it. Okay, make sure that all the hot bits are burnt. Okay, so but yes, write a list of the stuff you're trying to let go of, all the anger, all the hurt, all the pain, all the frustration with past partners, even with family members, with yourself. Okay, write it all down, burn it, get rid of it. Okay, let it go. And if it comes back again, burn it again. Just keep letting it go. Then have a close look at what stories or views, values and beliefs that you're holding on to about relationships. Okay, this of course will first have originated from the relationships that you saw when you were a child. Okay, so obviously your parents. Okay, what was your parents' relationship like? What values did you decide you wanted to hold on to about that? What beliefs did you hold on to about what it is to be a partner, what it is to be a husband or a wife or a mother or a father or whatever it is? Okay, really look closely at the decisions that you made about what it is to be in a relationship. Also look at you know, your friends at the moment, friends that you've got, ex-partners, and have a really close look at the beliefs that you've created. How much are you clinging or gripping to getting a partner? And this happens with all of the law of attraction, okay, and the law of abundance. If you're gripping, if you're grabbing on, you're grasping so tightly for something, this works with anything, by the way. This could be getting a job, you know, getting status, you know, anything like that, or gripping to getting money, anything, okay? If you're gripping really hard, and I mean you're focusing so much on wanting it, and you can't, and you think that you'll just die if you don't get it, that's attachment, okay? That's gripping. All right, if you're doing that and you're focusing almost in desperation for that thing, it's actually not going to happen, because all the universe is hearing is, I really want that, please give that to me, please give that to me. And so it's just going to keep dishing back to you the really wanting it and having to ask again. Okay, you only need to ask once, all right, and then it's all happening for you. So let go of the gripping. Do you have commitment issues? Okay, a lot of people do, all right? And commitment issues are generally around, if I commit to this, then what am I going to miss out on, all right? Now, you're probably having them because you've never actually come across anybody that comes even close to your dream partner, and that's because you're not your dream partner to yourself, okay? So work on this, work on the dream partner to yourself, be that list to yourself, okay? And then someone will come along that you'll be like, yeah, I'm actually good with committing to this person, all right? Because they are what you want, okay? You've probably just never seen anybody that you really want, okay? 5s in particular and 7s, so if you look at the numerology work that I do, you can go on my website and have a look at that. If you're a 5 or a 7, you have particular commitment issues, okay? And of course there's lots of work that you can do around your number to do that. You can just do the affirmation programming around that, which will really help as well. Are you really available? Okay, going back to that again, okay? Some people, yes, okay, there's single and there's taken, okay, there's married and in a relationship, etc. Someone might be single, all right, but they might not actually be making themselves available, okay? Is your heart available? Okay, are you ready? All right, do you have a fear of having your heart broken? Most people do, but if you spend your time on that, if you focus on the I'm afraid of having my heart broken, guess what's going to happen? The universe is going to keep bringing back that fear, all right? So it's putting your heart out there, but it's making sure that you're attracting the thing that you really want, okay? If you're going to keep attracting the person who, you know, is rude to you in public, well, yeah, I mean, you might have a fear of having your heart broken. So work on that and then you'll become more available, all right? Now let's look a little closer at utilising the law of abundance, okay? If you go in and if you look at the relationships you already have, and I mean with friends, with work associates, with bosses, with family members possibly, have a look at the ones that are really good, the ones that really work for you, the people that are really there for you, okay? Look at your list again, okay? Maybe even use close friends that are really awesome to help you write part of your partner list, okay? What is it about them that really, really works, okay? Do they, you know, are they there for you when you need to chat? Do they make you laugh? Are they fun? You know, write all that stuff down. And then tell them if you can, okay? So write them an email, say something to them, send them a text message. Say, I really appreciate your friendship because, you know, this is what you do that's really awesome, that really works for me, okay? And you're sending out that gratitude, okay? Gratitude is a massive part of the law of attraction and the law of abundance. Be grateful for those things that you've got, particularly relationships, okay, that you've got, because we're talking about attracting your perfect partner, all right, that are working for you, all right? And spend a lot of time going, oh, I'm so glad I've got that friend. Even get a picture of that friend, okay? Put their picture on your phone when their number comes up. You see their picture, all right? Do a vision board with pictures of your good mates, the ones that actually work for you. That will actually really help. And also practice receiving, all right? Now this is a whole video all in one, okay? Practicing receiving, but I mean anything, all right? The air you're breathing, the food you're eating. Practice receiving goodness in your life, okay? Practice receiving the beautiful warm sunlight, the nice environments that we have around us, okay? The good friends that you've got, okay? A healthy body. If you've got a body that's actually going pretty good right now, just really receive that in your heart. Anyway, that's a whole nother video, so we won't go into too much detail here. Now, one of the last things I want to talk about is, when is it a good time to go from the perfect partner that you've attracted to actually walking into some kind of a relationship with them, okay, engaging in something further than just a coffee or whatever it is, the initial attraction. Okay, so let's go back to the very beginning. I said, if you make a choice, if you make a decision, it can be a conscious decision, I want to attract a partner, all right, you will attract a partner into your life, into your vicinity, all right? You may not even realize that they're a potential partner because they may be so like off what you think is a partner material that you may not even notice they're there. But if you consciously attract a partner and you're in a place where you think you're ready, you'll notice that partner, potential partner, and then you need to make a decision. Am I going to engage in some kind of a relationship with this person, like start as friends maybe, and then go to partner possibly, or am I just going to walk away from that person? All right, so there's 3 big things here that you can consider when considering engaging in some kind of a relationship with them. The first one, do you accept them exactly as they are right this very moment? Okay, that's a really big one. All right, because once you've attracted a partner and you engage in a relationship with them, you can't change them. All right? A lot of people have this fallacy that, oh, if I behave in a really good way and I show them what it is to be loved and I give them lots of love, then they'll feel more loved, and then they'll behave in a better way and they'll become a better person. Okay? Probably not going to happen. All right? If they're in a certain place and they don't have that self-love and that self-worth, okay, and they don't feel good about themselves, it doesn't matter how much love you dish out at them, okay, it's literally going to be like water off a duck's back. It's not going to happen. All right? So you need to accept them exactly as they are this very moment, and not think or have the fantasy that your behaviour or your presence is going to change who they are or how they are or their way of being. Okay? Sure, if that person is willing to grow, and I'll talk about that in a minute, and move forward, absolutely. They're going to be working with you and bouncing off you, and you're going to be growing together. Great, all right? But be prepared to accept that person exactly as they are this very moment. All right? If you're not, then I wouldn't engage in a relationship with that person. All right? And of course, this comes back to, do I accept myself exactly as I am this very moment? All right? If you definitely are not okay with where you're at, if you're not at peace with what you still have to work on, okay, your limitations at the moment, your shortcomings, I suppose you could call them, all right, if you're not happy with where they're at, you're definitely not going to be happy with the person that you attract, because you will attract a mirror. Okay, that's how the law of attraction works. You're going to attract someone who's at exactly the same place as you, all right? And if you're not comfortable with where you're at, you're not going to be comfortable with where they're at, and they're just going to drive you crazy, all right? Something here I haven't even got written down, but something here that is really important. Some people, they attract soulmates, okay? People attract soulmates all the time, okay? Now your soulmate could be your sister, could be your mother, okay? It could be a potential love partner, it could be your child, okay? I definitely have people in all those categories, all right? And there's someone who really, really affects you on a very deep level, either in a very strong positive way or a very strong negative way, all right? Now, just because you have a person that you've attracted, okay, a person who's a potential partner, and maybe the sexual attraction is just unbelievable, okay, the sex is really good, it's really happening, okay, there's such a strong connection, such a strong soul connection, it must be the person who I need to be with, okay, back off for a second, all right, come back down to reality, all right, these people have come to reflect where you're at, okay, if you're not okay with where you're at, all right, you're not going to be okay with where they're at. If you're not prepared to accept that and move forward, it will end up in a whirlwind disaster. So don't just go for someone, my advice, don't just go for someone because there's a really strong soul connection, a really strong attraction. When you open up and you become more spiritual, you're going to have dozens of those every year. You're going to meet people and go, wow, that was really awesome. I feel a really strong connection with that person. Okay, so there's 7 billion people on the planet, all right? There's going to be a lot of them. You're going to have quite a few strong soul connections of different types, all right? So don't think that just because you met someone with that strong attachment that you have to do something about it, all right? Now, the second big bit that I was going to talk to you about before engaging, making the decision to engage with this person that you've attracted is, have you spent time alone? All right, and I don't mean alone at your parents' house or alone in a group house. I mean alone. Have you spent actual time alone? Have you spent time single? Have you spent time celibate, which is a really good idea? Okay, have you done all of those things? And are you comfortable with that? Okay, have you been okay with being alone? All right, if you haven't, okay, if you haven't really been alone and actually been okay with alone, there's alone and there's lonely. All right, you don't have to be lonely when you're alone, okay? You can actually stand alone and feel the presence of spirit around you, know that you have a lot of good friends that you could call if you wanted to, and just be comfortable in your own skin, be comfortable by yourself, okay? And be comfortable without having some possible partner potential sitting around in the background, okay, or some drama sitting around in the background. So the reason why I'm emphasizing to spend time alone, single and celibate, even just a small amount of time, even 3 or 4 months would be really awesome, 6 months would be great, okay, is so that you're not dependent on somebody else for your happiness, Okay, again, 5s tend to be quite dependent on other people for their happiness. Okay, they have a massive issue with dependence versus independence. Okay, 3s as well, they have a lot of self-doubt, so they lean on other people to get that happiness. All of us look externally, when we're not healed, we look externally for that happiness, okay? Whether it be money, cars, property, a person, okay, to give us that happiness, all right? And the path to a truly amazing partner relationship, love relationship, is to not actually be dependent on each other for the happiness, to work together, to grow together, and be happy by yourselves and be happy with each other. Okay, 3rd one, pretty important one. Are they on the same page as you? Okay, so if you've attracted a potential partner, a perfect partner for you right now, are they on the same page as you? Have you attracted someone who actually lines up with your values and beliefs? All right, and I'm talking really obvious stuff here, like, you know, what is it like? What do they believe in about being a partner, about being a parent, about being a member of a family, about being a member of society? Okay, do they have a religion? Does it sort of match up with yours, or are you comfortable with their religion? Are they spiritual? Are they not? Those sorts of things. Okay, really important stuff. Okay, that you definitely need to check they're on the same page as. And they may not be all the things that are on your partner list, okay? Possibly because you're not all the things that are on your partner list, but are they prepared to do the work to actually get themselves there? All right? So if there's someone who's prepared to actually do the healing work with you, to grow with you, not necessarily like with you as in like you two working together, but to somehow seek that help and actually get that work done so they can grow with you and raise their frequency with you. If they are, great. Go for it. Okay, so a little final word on that bit is take your time. Okay, as I said, there's 7 billion people on the planet, all right? And the moment that you do let go, okay, and you stop clinging and you let yourself do that healing and you accept yourself wholly and completely as you are right now, okay, you'll make a decision to attract a perfect partner. They'll obviously come in and you'll be, I'm good with this, I can work with this, they can work with me, and you'll be in a relationship. Okay. Now, the other thing to realise here, that healing is a lifelong journey. Okay, you're not going to get to some magical point where you go, oh, I'm completely healed, I'm great, now I can attract my perfect partner. Okay, it's not going to happen. Okay, even the greatest spiritual workers on the planet are always still working on themselves. They're always learning from the people that come to them. It's always a teacher-learner, learner-teacher relationship. Okay, there never is really a master and a student. There's always, they flip. Okay, it's always both ways. All right, you can always, whenever you attract someone, you always have someone who will probably be your teacher. It's going to teach you a lesson about yourself. You're going to see something about yourself, and they're also going to be your student because they're going to see something in you that they can learn. And sometimes they're co-creators. Okay, sometimes they're ready to maybe be your love partner. Okay, or be your work partner. Okay, or someone who's going to work with you to make you grow and fulfill your life purpose. But again, that's another whole video. So your life is a healing journey. Okay, you're going to be constantly working through these levels and peeling off the layers. Okay, so you're not going to get to a point where I'm completely healed now, I can attract a partner, but you can get to a point where you can say, I'm healed enough, I feel good enough inside of myself to now walk this journey with someone by my side. Okay, so I hope this video has been helpful to you. I'd love to hear your feedback. Of course, a lot of those things that I've been talking about, the ego stuff and what it is your ego's doing, how to reprogram, I definitely can help you with that. Whether you're here in Canberra or whether you're somewhere else, not a problem. It can all be done electronically. Okay. But if you decide you want to go with someone else, please do. Everybody needs a mentor. I even have a mentor. Okay. Don't go through this life without having someone who can see it from the outside, who can see it objectively and go, okay, this is where you're at, this is where you really need to go. Someone who's brave enough to say, you know what, you need to change what you're doing, okay? I can see what you're doing, it's not healthy, you need to do something about it, okay? And someone who can give you that advice and give you those healing hints on how to move forward. Okay, so if you want any yoga, any Reiki, any healing therapy, great, affirmations, send me an email, or even just send me your feedback on the video and what you liked about it. Have a really awesome day, and best of wishes of attracting your next perfect partner, and of course possibly manifesting with that perfect partner your dream partner. Thank you.